Hello everybody, welcome back. Alright, so this video we'll talk about the four perks on the top. So this top right one are tickets. These tickets are used to do PvP, which is basically another online player. The energy is used to farm and to collect items in dungeons for familiars. Let's check this guy's stats. Okay, he looked pretty cool, so I want to check that. Okay, so gold here, you earn them in dungeons where you can pay for them. Now, of course, the gems is the most important thing out of all of them because these gems are real money. However, you do not have to use real money to enjoy the game. It'll just take a very long time to get to where you want to go. That's the only bad thing about this game is it's an in-app purchase, and some people, you know, they go overboard and they go crazy and they spend a lot. So that's done. I have quest, PvP, craft, raids, and trials. And I already showed you my character. Enchantments, you find those in the dungeons and caves, which are in the quests tab. The runes, you find items, you trade them for material, and the material is used to make those runes. The skills are the damage based on the first weapon you have. I have a staff, so I'm able to use magic. The fireball is his basic attack. The SP is kind of like mana. Once you gain enough mana, you can use it. It takes 1 mana. You get to do a lot of damage to one enemy. The rejuvenate heals your teammate. Just one. It could be yourself. It could be one of you, the other 2 or 3 or 4 people. The Firestorm is an AoE. An AoE means area of effect, which means that you can attack multiple targets on the enemy team. Okay, so that's just that. Enough of that. Let's start off with the quest. We have 115 out of 138 energy. That's where the energy is used. So, these are your zones. You click. I've only gone up to Lake Haven, which is the 3rd zone. But after I beat that, I can start raids, and I'll show you more about raids later on. These dungeons, you can bring your friends with you. And there are 3 different types of difficulty levels that you can have in each of these zones. The dungeons stay, whereas the flags are just objectives. Once you beat the flag, you can't go back to the flag. As you can tell, they're faded in the background. So each of these 4 here are the dungeons. And you gain 1 star if you beat normal, but there's no bonuses. The medium, which is replaced by hard, takes more energy, 20 of them. I think they're little soda cans. And you get percentage identify, percentage experience, percentage gold, and percent capture rate. Now, if you go to heroic, it costs an extra 10. However, you will have a very high chance of capturing with either gold or using your gems. You get more gold that you can find, your experience 200%, and your item find is an extra 100% on top of that. So you really want to farm with the heroic. However, you can only do it 3 times because it's 30 energy. So that's the first zone, the second zone, and the 3rd zone, which I'm on. Now, the one with the skulls shows up pretty much in all of these. The skulls one can only be unlocked until you 3-star, which basically means you beat all the difficulty levels of all of the dungeons in that zone. That one has a combination of all the familiars, which I've talked about in my other videos, in that specific level. And there is no easy, medium, or hard. It's just one. Okay? So I highly suggest not doing that. Unless, you have 0 stars in it. So for me, I can't beat this flag because my character's too weak. So I'm going to show you an example on this tower, Gem Cell. And I'll go heroic. And I'll just show you one. where these two guys in the front are guys I've rented, and they're actually real people in the game that are really high level. Now, the renting is free. I'm going to use accept so I can go fight these guys, and I put on auto because it's going to take too long. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kill these guys and hopefully capture one of those guys in the back, which are shamans, familiars, and they will help me on my quest to beat the next part of the campaign. And I'm just using these other two guys because I'm too weak myself. And as you can tell, they're way stronger than what you would normally have as a familiar. So I'm going to try and capture this shaman familiar, and I'm hoping that, you know, I can capture, because it's hard to even get them. There it is. So you have a 20% success if you spend 2,000 gold, which is very low, or you have 100% success if you pay 400 diamonds. I don't have the diamonds, okay? You can decline it or you can view it, but I just want to persuade it. I'm probably not going to get him. So let's persuade this other one. Let's see if we can get him. We failed twice. When you hear that sound, that means you failed 2 times and I didn't capture him. But after farming the dungeon for many times, there's a chance that you will be able to get that specific hero. And it takes a long time, unfortunately. You probably have to attack the place probably like 15 times on a heroic in order to capture one of those guys. That's why the in-app purchases can come in handy if you want to capture that shaman guy. He's useful from what I've heard from another person. So, see how hard it is? I couldn't even capture anybody in this level. And the familiars are just these archer, and there's a warrior guy in the front, and then the shaman. But I really want that shaman. So I'm going to keep grinding the gym out and see if I can capture the shaman guy. I'm already at the boss. So this guy's the boss. His name is Jen. And he's really tanky. Even with some really strong guys, it's taking me a while to kill him. He's gonna die though. And the bosses are very difficult to capture. And they're used to fuse special demons or monsters later in the game. The gemming, they can go up to 5 levels. And these levels will increase the stats of the heroes by a little bit. So I'm going to always persuade because I really want to see, I failed to get that guy and I didn't even like him. I already have him. I'm going to try and persuade him. Failed. Let's see if I can persuade this. I can't. So far I've been very unlucky and have not been able to successfully capture a familiar, and I cleared the dungeon. So I'll have to go farm him again. I'm going to also try and farm the first zone because there's a guy named Tubbo. And the Tubbo guy is used to fuse a very strong familiar later in the game. And that's in the Lake Haven one. I captured another guy here. And it makes this guy named Squibbo. And Squibbo is the second best healer, I think, in the game. The second or third best. I don't know, but he's really good and he'll help me on the quest. So that's quest. Okay, and you can obviously, like I said before, farm normal or hard if you're running low on energy. And a regular flag, for example, it's only 10 energy. So these flags you need to be in order to get to the next dungeon. There's 3 of them, always 3. And then you fight the dungeon. Okay. So that's the quest. The next video I'm going to show you PvP. I'll show you the tickets and how they're used. And then I'll show you craft as well in that same video. Raids will be in the future, and then the video after that we'll talk about trials, and I'll show you an example of that. And after the trial tutorial video, I'm going to show you the gameplay. Okay, and then you guys are going to be stoked to see it because I'm going to teach you a lot about the game. Alright, thank you for watching, and do like if you liked the video, dislike if you disliked it, as usual. Tell your friends, if they want to see it, if they're interested. But this game is really fun. It's kind of like Final Fantasy. It's a role-playing game, and It's a lot of fun.